Good day! Now, we will teach you to learn what is selection control structures. By the way, what is selection control structures? Selection control structures incorporate decision to a program. In Java, there are 3 selection control structures. First, one-way. The second one is two-way, and the third is multiple-way control structure. Here's some of my friends to show you how to program using different selection control structure.
Hello! The first selection structure is one-way selection. It's an if statement consists of a Boolean expressions followed by one or more statement. Here's the syntax and a sample program of a one-way selection. Syntax: if, open parenthesis, condition, close parenthesis, open curly brace. Then, the statement you want to add, semicolon. And the last, the close curly brace. Remember, it will only execute when the condition is true. Now, let's try to answer a sample program. Create a program that will get the absolute value of a number and will display the output. Write its class name as absolute value. Here we will be using the one-way selection or the if.
First, let's open NetBeans IDE version 8.0.2. Click File, then New Project. Click Java Application, then click Next. Uncheck the box and create main class. Name your project as Selection Control Structure. Right-click on Selection Control Structure, then New, then Java Class. Name your class name as Absolute Value, then click Finish. We will be using the javax.swing as the package for our Java program. Abnum and num input will be our variable and we will be using int as our data type. Now, let's begin to code. Import javax.swing.asterisk semicolon. Public class absolute value, open curly brace, public static void main, open parenthesis, string, bracket, args, close parenthesis, open curly brace. Int abnum, semicolon, string num input, semicolon. Num input is equal to J option pane that show input dialog, open parenthesis, quotation mark, enter an integer, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon. Abnum is equal to integer that parse int, open parenthesis, num input, close parenthesis, semicolon. If, open parenthesis, num is less than 0, close parenthesis, open curly brace. Abnum is equal to negative abnum, close curly brace. J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation mark, the absolute value is quotation plus abnum, close parenthesis, semicolon, system.exit, open parenthesis, 0, close parenthesis, close curly brace. Now, let's try to run the program.
Another type of selection control structure is called the two-way selection or the if-else. In this type, an if statement can be followed by an optional else if the Boolean expression is false. Here's the example program using the two-way selection. The syntax for the if-else is if, followed by the condition inside the open and close parenthesis, and then open curly brace. And then followed by the statement you want to add, which executes when the condition is true, and then semicolon. Close curly brace, else, open curly brace, followed by the statement you want to add, which only executes when the statement is false, and then semicolon, and then close curly brace. A store is giving out discounts to customers who will purchase a product with a big price. A 10% discount is given if the price of the product is greater than or equal to 10,000. Otherwise, the price is still the same. Now, let's make a program that will accept the price of the item, compute a discount for a certain product, and display the final price of the item that is being purchased. Write its class name as discount. In this program, we will be using the two-way selection or the if-else. Right-click on Selection Control Structure, then New, then Java Class. Name your class name as Discount and then click Finish. We will be using the javax.swing as the package for our Java program. Price, discount, and fprice will be our variable, and we will be using double as our data type. Now let's begin to code. Import javax.swing.asterisk semicolon. Public class discount, open curly brace. Public static void main, open parenthesis, string, open and close bracket, args, close parenthesis, open curly brace. Double price, discount, fprice, semicolon. String, price input, semicolon. Price input equals JOption pane that show input dialog, open parenthesis, quotation, enter the price of the item, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon. Price equals integer that parse int, open parenthesis, price input, close parenthesis, semicolon. If price is greater than or equal to 100, close parenthesis, open curly brace. Discount equals price times 0.10, semicolon. Fprice equals price minus discount, semicolon. Close curly brace. Else, fprice equals price, semicolon. Close curly brace. JOption pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation mark. The final price of the item is quotation mark plus fprice, close parenthesis, semicolon. System.exit, open parenthesis, 0, close parenthesis, semicolon, and then lastly, put close curly brace.
Now, let's try to run the program.
The third selection is multiple way selection. One of multiple way selection is called if-else if-else. An if statement can be followed by an optional else-if-else statement, which is very useful to test various conditions using single if-else if statement. Here's the syntax and a sample program of if-else if-else statement. The syntax for the if-else if-else statement is if, then put the first condition inside the parentheses, then put open curly brace, followed by the statements that will execute when the first condition is true. Put the second condition inside the parentheses, then open curly brace, followed by the statements that will execute when second condition is true. Then put close curly brace, then else if. Last, put else, then open curly brace, followed by the statements when no one of the above condition is true. Then put close curly brace. Now, let's make a program that will display the corresponding remarks for the grade. The passing grade is 70. Create a program that will determine if the remarks is pass or failed. The program should also determine invalid inputs greater than 100. Write its class name as pass-fail. Right-click on Selection Control Structure, then New. Then Java Class. Name your class name as pass-fail. Then click Finish. We will be using javax.swing as the package for our Java program. Grade and grade input will be our variable, and we will be using double as our data type. Now, let's begin to code. Import javax.swing.asterisk semicolon. Public class pass-fail, close curly brace, public static void main, open parenthesis, string, brackets, args, close parenthesis, close curly brace, double grade, semicolon, string grade input, semicolon. Grade input equals JOption pane that show input dialog, open parenthesis, quotation mark, enter your grade, quotation mark, close parenthesis, semicolon. Grade equals integer that parsed int, open parenthesis, grade input, close parenthesis, semicolon. If open parenthesis, grade less than 70, close parenthesis, close curly brace, JOption pane that show message dialog,
open parenthesis, null, quotation mark, your grade is, quotation mark, plus, grade plus, quotation mark, remarks, colon, failed, quotation mark, close parenthesis, semicolon, close curly brace, else if, open parenthesis, grade less than or equal to 100, close parenthesis, close curly brace. J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, quotation mark, your grade is, quotation mark, plus grade, plus quotation mark, remarks, colon, pass, quotation mark, close parenthesis, semicolon, close curly brace, else, open curly brace. J option pane that show message dialog, open curly brace, null, quotation mark, invalid input, close parenthesis, semicolon, close curly brace, system.exit, open parenthesis, 0, close parenthesis, semicolon, close curly brace.
Now, let's try to run the program.
The other one in multiple way selection is the switch statement. A switch statement allows a variable to be tested for equality against a list of values. Each value is called a case, and the variable being switched on is checked for each case. Here's the syntax and a sample program of a switch statement.
Syntax: switch, open parentheses, the variable being switched on, close parentheses, open curly brace. Case value 1, colon, the statement you want to add, break, semicolon. Case value 2, colon, the statement you want to add, break, semicolon. Remember, you can have any number of case statements. The last, default, colon, followed by the default statement and a close curly brace. Now, let's try to create a program that will display the equivalent month of a number. 1 is equal to January, 2 is equal to February, until we reach the last number and the last month, 12 is equal to December. The program should accept a number and display its corresponding month. Write its class name as month number.
Right-click on Selection Control Structure, then New, then Java Class. Name your class name as month number, then click Finish. We will be using javax.swing as the package for our Java program. Choice and choice input will be our variable, and we will be using int as our data type. Now, let's begin to code.
Import javax.swing.asterisk, semicolon. Public class, month number, open curly brace. Public static void main, open parenthesis, string, bracket, args, close parenthesis, open curly brace. Int choice, semicolon, string choice input, semicolon. Choice input is equal to J option pane that show input dialog, open parenthesis, quotation, enter a number from 1 to 12, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon. Choice is equal to integer that parse int, open parenthesis, choice input, close parenthesis, semicolon. Switch, open parenthesis, choice, close parenthesis, open curly brace. Case 1, colon, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 1 dash January, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 2, colon, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 2 dash February, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 3, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 3 dash March, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 4, colon, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 4 dash April, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 5, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 5 dash May, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 6, colon, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 6 dash June, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 7, colon, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 7 dash July, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 8, colon, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 8 dash August, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 9, colon, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 9 dash September, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 10, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 10 dash October, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 11, colon, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 11 dash November, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Case 12, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, 12 dash December, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon, break, semicolon. Default, colon, J option pane that show message dialog, open parenthesis, null, comma, quotation, invalid input, quotation, close parenthesis, semicolon. System.exit, open parenthesis, 0, close parenthesis, semicolon. Now, let's try to run the program.